Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dan Maritz. I'll be the program director this morning. Before we start our program, I'd just like to give you a rundown of the program. We're going to have remarks by the acting Vice Chancellor, Dr. Zingwa, who is standing here for our Vice Chancellor. And then we'll have also the remarks by the Ndate Felix Mokoena from MTN. And then we have a signing. And thereafter, we're going to have a vote of thanks. And that will be the end of our program. So I would like to keep it as brief as we can. I thought it was going to be colder than it is now. Because early this weekend we know that how it felt like. So please, if you feel dressed up like I am, just relax and take out your coats so that we feel more relaxed. Ladies and gentlemen, just my opening remarks is that, especially to our visitors, our guests, we as a university, we aspire to be a leading university of technology. And all of us stakeholders within the institution, we are there to support the institution to achieve that vision. And with important partners like MTN, it helps us a lot to achieve that because we believe that you bring expertise. We believe that you have vested interest in the university. We also believe that you have interest in the development of this region. So together as partners, I believe that we can achieve so much with little that we have. We as an institution, our contribution to many partnerships is really our intellectual capital that we bring forward to our partnership so that we are able to realize our intended outcomes out of those. So in a nutshell, we appreciate that the investment that you're going to bring into the institution going forward in the next 5 years, and of course in line with the resolutions of the summit that we hosted recently. So with that, I would like to request our acting Vice Chancellor, Dr. Zingwa, just to give a word of welcome, but also to speak to the partnerships.
Is this working?
Not quite.
Not quite. I have to project higher then. Okay, I'll try my best. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Saili Tsingwa. I am substantively the institutional registrar. However, I'm standing before you also as acting Vice Chancellor. Yellow MTN team. Did I say it right? Yellow. Mr. Felix Mokoena, Head of Enterprise Business, and his delegates from MTN, members of MENCOM, CUT staff, thank you for joining us this morning for this signing. I want to welcome all of you, our guests, and parties involved in the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between MTN and the Central University of Technology, Free State. Although your brand needs no introduction, however, it is important that we remind colleagues what your brand stands for. MTN is a telecommunications service provider offering, amongst others, voice and data communication products, spectrum resource and service to individuals and business as well. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 months ago, the initial talks took place. Subsequently, a further discussion with Mr. Mokoena, our interest in the partnership, was then activated. The signing today is an outcome of a series of these engagements, and I want to thank Mr. Mitsing for the efforts in facilitating this marriage. We are excited to forge this new alliance with MTN on technological innovation and what the role we can play in advancing socio-economic developments through our innovation, research, and engagement with various communities. Our intentions are clear. We intend to reinforce our relevance amongst our partners and to enhance the profile of CUT as a leading university of technology, not in the region, but also in Africa. The collaboration includes 5G and LTE technology solutions, enabling innovation and enhancement to our Bloemfontein and our Welkom campuses. Initially, we will consider feasible technology and infrastructure upgrades and potentially co-create industry-specific solutions from there on. While we have been aware of the importance of aligning ourselves to the 4IR, COVID-19 pandemic has accelerated our good intentions beyond any measure. And as a result, not only did we realize the importance of technology, but also the possibility it offers. I'm not silent because I'm silent. I'm silent because I'm taking a break to rest my throat a bit. Although we are the first and foremost in contact institution of higher education, complementing our current model with technology advancement will move us closer to our Vision 2030, and that is to become a leading university of technology in Africa. Artificial intelligence and smart campuses are definitely part of the future of tertiary education. In the university will significantly boost the aspiration of the second Free State Industrial 4.0 Summit and what it intends to achieve. The theme of this year's summit is accelerating economic growth and development of the Free State through innovation of 4IR technologies. Hence, joining forces with large African telecommunication service provider is only fitting. We look forward to seeing this partnership unfold and want to assure you of our enthusiastic cooperation and the commitment. Again, thank you for all parties involved in realizing this vital partnership. Together we can structure a platform for growth and development. And in closing, we look forward to working together Let me repeat. This gadget was moving around and it's not working, so I don't know why it's moving. It's okay. I've got it under control. Apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen. Again, in closing, we look forward to working together soon and continue implementing the implementation of the second 4IR Summit resolutions, which will inspire us to achieve the intended outcomes of this partnership. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your day, and thank you very much for joining us today.
Now, thank you very much, Reg. You did well despite your health condition, but we really appreciate that because, you know, the university depends on you, and you are truly a living example to us. That if we can do that, we should always be ready to take our rightful position within the institution. Thank you once again for your opening remarks. On that note, let me request Dr. Felix Mokoena to come forward.
Thank you, Program Director, colleagues, family. I think for once, you know, addressing an audience and not having to go through protocols is always a welcomed opportunity. Reg, I loved the analogy and the sort of example that you used, that this is a marriage. And I think, we realize that gone are the days where, as institutions, whether public or private, we talk about ideas, we talk about concepts, and it ends in the so-called boardrooms that we discuss it in. But we really never put it into practice and turn it into a marriage. A marriage that, in its most complex form, would say that we're doing this until death do us part. Exactly. So I know the Reg made mention of the 5-year period, and I may be stepping out of my delegation here by saying that this will go past the 5 years, but I'd really like to re-emphasize that as MTN, our ambition 2025 that we are chasing, at the heart thereof lies with connecting Africa. And I think in most cases when you sit in the cold Bloemfontein and you represent an organization that has got this global goal that it's chasing, you tend to forget that connecting Africa starts with the very same Free State where you are sitting in. And I think it was very deliberate through our general manager, Sunet, that even us as regions, we should put up our hands and speak to group and say, here are such partnerships that we can forge in little old Bloemfontein, Code, soos wat it is. And let us ensure that as MTN grows its ambition into these African countries, we take partners such as Central University with. Our engagement with the acting VC, Prof. Ngowi, it really struck that chord. We had the opportunity for our Central Enterprise Business Officer, Mr. Wandam Tandela, to come down to the region. And one could see instantaneously during that conversation just how the two institutions were aligned. As a UOT, Central University of Technology have certainly ensured that it does not play in the same league as what the other so-called Kaiser Chiefs and Orlando Pirates of this world play in. They have most certainly shown that when it comes to innovation, they want to be the leading UOT. They have not only ensured that when it comes to innovation, they want to be the leading UOT, but they've ensured that whatever the intellectual property that Program Director mentioned earlier, that the whole world knows about this. And what better way than to accelerate this vision of CUT by partnering with an organization like MTN. So the fact that we're here today and we are really formalizing the signing of this MoU, it's not to be taken lightly. I think in the initiatives that we have undertaken as both institutions have really shown how we can jointly be joined by the hip and not only take this African continent forward, not only take our beautiful country forward, but most certainly take Free State forward. Having looked around here on campus and you engage with colleagues from the likes of tutors, you sometimes sit in awe to say, is this really happening in my own backyard? And I think that's really our commitment as MTN, to say we would like to use the technologies that we have. We would like to bring the successes that we've seen in the 23 countries that we operate in, where in those very same countries we've interacted with institutions of higher learning, with public sector, with local and provincial governments, and bring those successes back to the Free State. The Honorable Reg spoke about some of the technologies that we are going to be rolling out in phases through both the Bloemfontein and the Welkom campus. And this is really where our CEO's heart is at, to say, we've waited so long to acquire this 5G spectrum. It's been a good, long, bumpy ride. Now that we have got it, what is it that we are going to make an impact with it about? And it is really about partnering with institutions such as Central University, that we can certainly see the practicality of this so-called 5G and new technologies. we sit here today and CUT is partaking in the solar car race challenge, I believe. I mean, an innovation of note. One that I'm actually quite saddened that we did not partner much earlier with them. But to our commitment, these are some of the innovative and really forward-thinking solutions that we want to partner and ensure that the world knows that this is what we're doing in the Free State. So, Program Director, our commitment, not only will it end on the pieces of paper that we are going to be signing today, but we definitely want to ensure that each and every student, whether they are currently at CUT, whether they are aspiring to be alumni of CUT, whether they want even their children to come to CUT one day, but that we give them the reason why CUT and MTN should be their brands of choice. With these very few words, I thank you in his absentia to the Prof. Ngowi as well for the forward-thinkingness that he has not only thought of, but most certainly ensured that it comes into practice. I thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mokoena, for your words you've just shared with us. Something common between ourselves and MTN is the fact that you just said that you aspire to connect with Africa. And on the other hand, ourselves, you're saying that we really want to be a leading university of technology in Africa. So there's something common there in the sense that we believe for us to achieve that ambition, we need to forge alliances locally in our region because the success that we can derive out of that teaches us one thing, that when we collaborate in a manner that we recognize partners in our region, so much can be achieved. After all, there's a saying that goes that charity begins at home. So as we want to venture in Africa, let's take along those other players who are important to this partnership to make us achieve those ambitions. Your acquisition of 5G technology is also very commendable, but we just hope that you're not going to swallow other smaller guys here. I don't want to mention their names like Telkom. But we really appreciate the work that is coming out of this partnership, and we really look forward to its meaningful impact that it's going to make not only to the university but also to our region as a whole. On that note, I would like to request that we do the signing, and then for that purpose, let me request, well, we've got pens here, Mr. Mokoena. So I'll ask him to come forward, and then Dr. Zingwa, on behalf of the university, as well as Prof. Marshall, for the signing. And I think you should join them. Is that okay with you? I noticed that you're looking for a pen. We do have pens here. Just in case.
It's two women sign.
Yes. We're taking over.
Well, we can sign and then we do it.
Give me a page. Give me a page.
This one, is that one fine? This one is different,
There's two pens in this box. So.
yeah, this one, that one's.
It's very cold, you know. It's bad.
You need to sign for witness. So you take pictures of the witnesses signing, it's very important for the witnesses to sign.
Then we get
It's like a marriage.
okay. Then we get the initials each page.
Yeah. This is like a real marriage, no? You
No,
get
it-
anniversary gifts.
These are the gifts. We don't get anniversary.
And I'm honored to officiate over that.
On the signature page.
No, accept that.
Accept it.
Yeah.
You go for the diamond anniversary. It is. Which one is that? The first year?
Yes. No, it's fine. I know.
So now all the work starts. You can share that to us.
I think we need another witness.
Oh,
Yeah, Dr.
oh, Dr. Paul. Yes.
No, we will need another one.
Zani, maybe Zani.
We need another witness.
It's very exciting to know we're doing this from a regional point of view. Because you always see picture and all of the acting partners doing a lot, you know, so excited. Yeah, it's a Felix, you know, it's different. I actually pass on the region. Hold on, I'm going to give this one back to you. I'm going to put this one away with it. And then you need to sign off with this.
Very quietly, eh?
They don't know what to do. They're just watching. So they don't know what to do.
She just needs to be sure.
Just add yours. The third one. Who is this one? Zani. Yeah.
And then she just needs to initial this one, right? Yeah, initial this one. Thanks.
Please, oh, it's just, you can just exchange that. You can stand up and then we'll take pictures.
There's one over, but are we giving it together to each other?
Whichever way you like it.
Okay, let's do one. There we go.
Sorry, get up.
Thanks, no, too many hands.
There we go.
Are you good?
Can we keep a copy?
Yes, please.
You want the branding?
Yeah.
Okay. But this is yes.
We just say that. A lot of gentlemen. Oh, you see. This.
Like so serious.
It's fine.
It's like a divorce.
It's always like that when you go into such commitments. Marital.
Yes. It's like that marriage, you're not sure what's happening, you know? You get married, are you going to have to cook every night?
So, thanks very much, colleagues. The
On the mic, you're live streaming.
oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
Well, this is. Let me rearrange myself here. I think this. Thanks very much, colleagues, for the signing. That also brings us almost to the end of our program. But before we do so, I would like to request our acting deputy vice chancellor, research, innovation and engagement, to come forward, our Prof. Marshall, for vote of thanks. Thank you.
Good morning, colleagues, and thank you very much, Program Director. And of course, thank you very much for colleagues from the MTN. Thank you very much for making time to be with us this morning. And of course, may I just say at this point that all protocol observed. Well, we've been talking about this partnership or collaboration, and people have been talking about marriage and so forth. Actually, it reminds me of what Shakespeare wrote in one of his books, in fact, called Richard III. He was a lowly person, and he ultimately became king. And one of the lines in that book, he says, "I that am rudely stamped, and once love's majesty, to strut before a wanton ambling nymph," meaning that he needed something for him to be recognized. And of course, as CUT, as we go forward, we acknowledge the fact that we are basically on the shoulders of giants that would actually make sure that we achieve our goal of actually becoming that institution that leads in as far as innovation is concerned. And thank you very much then, MTN, for partnering with us, for seeing us as a partner in our endeavor to take over the world as CUT. Thank you very much for that. Also, very much important to actually also thank colleagues who have been working very hard behind the scenes. Also, our Vice Chancellor acting, also this morning our Registrar, and of course, colleagues from marketing who've worked very hard behind the scene to making sure that this becomes a reality. To you, I would like to say thank you and a job well done. Thank you very much, colleagues. And of course, let's enjoy. Thank you.
Thanks, Prof. I would like just for the last part of our program to announce that there will be some refreshments in an event that you still have time for networking. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day.